episode series that call. Why does everybody want to call me every single time I do a live? This is wild. Anyways, this is where I share with you how I'm scaling my cleaning business from 6 figures to 7. Been at 6 figures and hitting that consistently for well over 7 years now, or 6 years. Sorry, myself credit by rounding up this year. But yeah, I've been hitting that, and if you're interested on how to get to 6 figures, I can definitely share that path with you. And it was a very interesting journey, in itself. Scaling from 6 figures really allowed me to get that lifestyle I desired with working for myself. But I realized that not just working for myself, I was also working for the customer. So, there are some caveats that really come with it. On this episode in particular, that's going to kind of dive me onto my main point, is what I want to share with you on this episode, is the 6-figure ceiling and what it was like experiencing that 6-figure ceiling, and inspired me to move on to the 7-figure goal. So buckle up. Remember to like, share, subscribe with anybody that resonates on the main character energy. I'm toying with the name. I'm feeling it out, and just been molding myself as I go about this YouTube journey. In general, on this channel, I share with you outside of this series how to become the main event, the main person that is in the movie, starring in the movie, from being a cog in the machine and just living in the matrix mindlessly. Once you tune in and once you actually have that pill, that red pill, that's where we're going to break out, and we're going to start to see things that are around us, the invisible boxes and prison system that we're in around us. And I go on to on a different series on Outside the Box Thinking. We'll go live on there here shortly in a little bit after this one. But I'll dive a little bit deeper on that. But going back to my main topic for this episode of 6 figures, one of the first things that I really appreciated with being my own boss and running my own company, my cleaning company, was that I did not have to answer to anybody. If you're like me and you do not like it when people micromanage you, people just want to boss you around, or you're just not feeling it, and you don't like the team, you're forcing a smile day to day just to get by in your 9 to 5. That wasn't for me. So very early in college, I realized that I wanted to work for myself, and I would work odd jobs if I had to. I'd be a waiter, I'd be working nights doing janitorial work, where I would just have to get paid a flat fee, and it didn't matter how long it took for me to get the job done, I did it. So that was the first thing. There was, it gave me that freedom to just have the illusion of working for myself, right? So number 2 is being able to take time off whenever I wanted to. I could turn off the marketing machine and go on a vacation. I could go to Puerto Rico, I can go to Colombia, I can go to Mexico, I can go to the Philippines, I could go to Mexico, I said that, I could go to China, I could go to Africa, I could travel wherever I want to do. But the thing that sucked was that when I shut off the marketing, the business stopped getting leads. I was not able to continue earning money. I had to go off of a nest egg that I compiled. And very early, when we're going about our lives, starting from high school, we learn about things such as saving for your college tuition, saving for a house, saving for whatever. Saving is an illusion, especially if you're investing in big things such as your education and things that are going to at least earn you 20 to 15% plus, 15 to 20% plus on a return on whatever you're investing in. So, that would be the second thing there, is being able to take my time off and do whatever the hell I really wanted to, right? So the third thing, when doing this shift from working a job, working a 9 to 5, and then transitioning into working for myself and becoming my own boss, was that I was able to learn a step up above what these people, these managers, these bosses, the illusion of their bossiness. I was able to learn more than they did at a systematic level. So, because there's levels to that. I just got to see where I was turning. There's levels to this game. There's levels to this main thing. And if you're familiar with the cash flow quadrant, and I learned this from Robert Kiyosaki, was that you have the employees in one quadrant. The second quadrant, you have your self-employed. The third quadrant, you have your business owners. In the fourth quadrant, you have your investments, right? Damn, this is so much traffic, bro. This is crazy. Oh man, I could have went. I could have still went. Oh man, I could have still gone. Okay, I'm going. Oh yeah, let's turn it up. Okay, that was annoying. Oh, this thing actually got me some pick me up. So, anyways, learning that quadrant, I was able to realize that there's levels to this thing. If you're in the first quadrant, you're already stuck there. That's pretty much the quadrant where you're a cog in the machine. You're definitely slaving away for somebody else and you're building up somebody else's vision, right? But once you move to quadrant number 2, the self-employed portion, that's where you start to see a bit of light, just like a little bit of light shining through, knowing that it's possible to do something much bigger than working in a machine, than being a part of the matrix. And I mean, no offense to anybody that says this. I think we're all in the matrix in itself. I mean, once you're able to control or have an illusionary version of what you think is in control, because we think we're in control, but we're actually not. But that's a whole different topic. But once you have a little bit more control over your income and your time on top of that, and that's the main thing, is time, that's where the game starts to change. Everything starts to change, right? So that's where I hit the ceiling, was right there. Was noticing that, hey, I have control over my income, essentially. You know, if you're looking to earn about up to 250K, depending on which field you're in, you know, there's a lot of self-employed individuals that can earn more than that, just depending on which skill level you're at. But in regards of learning the cleaning role, the cleaning business owner role, I think you'll be around 250K. Like, that's the ceiling that you're going to hit until you start becoming a bottleneck to your own business. And that's where I was starting to become, was my own bottleneck, until I started doing this one thing. And I'll go on to the topic of the one thing here in a second. Because, well, fuck it, I'll do it right now. So this one thing is talking to people. If you're not comfortable talking to people, if you're not comfortable networking and doing sales and, you know, doing the thing to shake hands and kiss babies, they like to say, that's going to be the game changer in this thing. And initially, very early when I began my journey, I realized that I did not enjoy talking to people. So I very seldomly was able to go out and be loud about what I'm doing, you know, my cleaning business. I was very seldom on the marketing aspect and the ads and the sales. But now I'm realizing that I need to tap into that. I need to get back into embodying who I am and my core essence. Because there was a point in my life where I actually started to pivot into the real estate industry. And, you know, this is a whole different topic in itself, but when I did this, when I pivoted into the real estate industry, I stepped into a persona where the imposter syndrome was on 100, basically until like the end of the second year. But once I started to get comfortable with what I was doing in real estate, it made me realize that I was starving the very important thing, the very important source that got me to where I was. And that was the cleaning business. And it was, of course, it had its things, it had its drawbacks, you know, but every business does. Every business has its drawback, its downsides and whatnot. And the cleaning business is really not that much. It's so simple. It's dirty, you clean it up. It's very black and white. And that's what I love about it, opposed to the path that I was headed. But now that I'm in this 7-figure realm and growing at this rate that I'm at right now, currently in May, I need to check the numbers. I've switched over to House Call Pro, and it's not that easy to really track on there, at least on the mobile device. So I have to go onto my laptop in order to check all this stuff out. But it says right now we're about, I want to say 7 or 8K for the month, and I think it's the 20th. So we got to up it a little bit more. I got an emergency job that well, not an emergency job. The guy just wants it done last minute today, and you know, with last minute, it's gonna come last minute pricing. That's for sure. And it's gonna be me solo dolo on a 39 window pane job, but I should be able to execute it pretty good. However, before I go to that job, I'm gonna go hit the gym real quick. So that's where I'm headed right now. I'm about to pull up to the shop, drop off the truck, and swap trucks, grab the window cleaning truck, and get it in, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pulling up right now. I hope you guys, you know, kind of grasp something from this video in terms of if scaling a cleaning business to a 6-figure, hell, even a 7-figure. I know 7 figures is definitely doable now, but if it's worth your heart burn, your sweat, your blood, all that, your tears, if it's worth it for you just to get up to 6 figures, because it's going to take that. It may be easier for some, but not for others. You could definitely get there. And if it's worth it for you, this is just me sharing my journey with you. But I'm gonna hop on out of here. Remember to like, share, subscribe with anybody that may enjoy this content. It's your boy Maj checking out with you. Peace.